Welcome back, my YouTube fam. Today we will recap the story of the 2013 movie The Croods. A Neanderthal family live hidden in their cave to avoid predators after their neighbors perish from disease and beasts. After 3 days cooped up, Grug leaves early to search for food. Outside, Eep complains about being trapped, leading to a fight with Grug for leaving too soon. Sandy, the youngest, struggles with a giant mosquito, and the whole family eventually steps outside for the first time in days. They hunt and find a prehistoric bird's nest, planning to steal an egg while the bird is distracted. Thunk tries to grab the egg but is sent flying by the bird. The bird retrieves its egg, but during the chaos, Angela frees Sandy, and two lemurs knock the bird down, stealing the egg. As they rush home, Thunk trips over a predator's tail, triggering a chase. Grug speeds up, mounting a mammoth with his family atop. The mammoth smashes the predator but hits a rock, throwing them all into the air. Finally safe, the family prepares to eat the egg, but with so many mouths, it's barely enough. As night falls, Grug orders a return to the cave, but Eep climbs rocks to watch the sunset. Grug calls her down, but is attacked by a predator drawn to his shouts. He fights it off just as Eep climbs down, and they all retreat inside. Grug scolds Eep for risking herself, but Ugga interrupts, asking for a story. Grug tells a frightening tale about curiosity's dangers, scaring everyone into sleep. In the night, Eep hears strange noises and sees an unfamiliar light, a torch. Intrigued, she removes the cave rock and follows the light up a mountain. There, Eep sees the shadow of a horned creature and tries to throw a stone, but it disappears. At the torch's source, she confronts a masked stranger who she knocks down with a judo move. The boy removes his mask, revealing himself as Guy, a Homo sapiens. Startled, Eep accidentally hurts him but then covers his mouth to silence him from attracting predators. They argue, and Eep notices Guy's pet sloth clinging to his belt. Meanwhile, Grug wakes to find the cave unguarded and Eep missing. Overcoming his fear of darkness, he leaves to find her. At the mountain top, Eep and Guy continue their dispute over the torch. Eep discovers that, like her, Guy hates the dark. She decides to leave him with the fire, still wishing she had a torch. Eep asks Guy to make one, but he insists they must leave quickly because the world is ending. He explains that the earth is shaking and opening up, causing everything to fall into a fiery sea of lava. Guy says they must reach higher ground, inviting Eep to come with him, but she refuses, unwilling to leave her family. When Eep rejects the invitation, Guy gives her a shell to communicate from afar and continues on his way. In the dark, Grug finds Eep and scolds her for leaving alone. Angry, she returns to her worried family and explains what happened. Eep blows into the shell to call Guy, but the family, scared of the noise, breaks it. Suddenly, the ground shakes fiercely and cracks open. Grug orders everyone to run back to the cave, but a huge rock collapses on top of them, covering the family in dust. When the dust clears, they discover their cave has been destroyed. While everyone mourns, Eep sees a new biome opened by the earthquake and tries to explore it, but Grug stops her, warning it could be dangerous. The predator from before returns, trapping them against a cliff. Forced to jump, the family falls into a dense forest. As they search for a new cave, they encounter strange creatures and a group of fearless primates who beat up Grug. Suddenly, a giant saber-toothed tiger appears. Grug tries to defend them by throwing rocks, but the beast easily blocks them. With nowhere to run, the family climbs a log-shaped creature that leads them to a plain. The family panics when a flock of birds quickly devours a whale carcass nearby, realizing survival will be hard. Eep blows a bull's horn to call Guy. Hearing the horn, Guy races back, creates sparks, and lights a torch just in time to scare off the birds. The Croods fear Guy, but he warns them he's killed cavemen before. Desperate, Eep pleads, telling him they are her family. The Croods introduce Guy to the family, but they ignore him, drawn instead to the strange fire he carries. Clumsy as always, Thunk accidentally drops a spark onto his boar suit, which ignites due to the grease inside. Thinking the flames are attacking him, he runs into the dry grass, sparking a wildfire. Amidst the blaze, a giant burning corn cob shoots into the sky like a rocket, carrying everyone at an absurd speed before crashing into a tree. The corn cob explodes, creating a dazzling fireworks display that showers them with popcorn. After spending the night buried under popcorn, Guy frees himself and insists on continuing toward the mountain, but Eep refuses to let him go, effectively holding him captive. Grug asks her to release him. Grug traps Guy inside a hollow log and carries him in a different direction. Guy insists the mountain is safest, full of caves, but Grug keeps walking until the earth suddenly cracks beneath him. Changing his mind, Grug decides to head for the mountain after all. The next day, Guy and the Croods hike together and spot a lone bird's nest in the plain. Hungry, Grug and Thunk try to steal the egg as before. Thunk runs with the egg while Grug distracts the bird, but the bird swiftly catches up, tackling Thunk and crushing him onto the ground. Coincidentally, Thunk squashes a scorpion that clings to his clothes. Hungry, the family eats the scorpion, but Gran, still unsatisfied, threatens to eat Thunk himself. During this chaos, Belt, Guy's pet sloth, tries to roll Guy's trunk away, but Eep stops him. Eep demands to know where Guy intends to go. Guy admits he's hungry and promises to teach her a new hunting method if she releases him. Trusting him, Eep helps him out of the log. Together, they invent a bird trap, a snare made of leaves. When the bird steps into it, they accidentally hit it in the face with the leaves, enraging the creature. The bird grabs the leaves Guy holds and throws them aside, causing Guy to fall backwards. Eep runs as the bird chases her, but she cleverly leads it back into the snare, trapping it. With the enormous bird caught, Guy builds a fire, allowing them to roast their first substantial meal. Seeing his family feast thanks to Guy's help, Grug feels inferior. To lift his spirits, Uga asks him for a story. Still upset, Grug tells a tale of a disobedient tigress, the clear reference to Eep. At the story's end, everyone on a mountain hike is wiped out, which surprises Guy. Guy shares his own story with the family. In contrast to Grug's grim tales, Guy's protagonist flies off a cliff to a magical tomorrow, a better place. Grug dismisses the story as fantasy. Jealous of Guy's favorable reception, Grug sends everyone to bed so he can search for a cave the next day. That night, the continents continue to shift, and Grug tries to help but injures his feet stepping barefoot on the sharp coral. Guy, wearing shoes, runs easily ahead, but hears the family's cries and returns to help. He starts making shoes for everyone. Grug throws away the log holding Guy and insists he be treated as family. With Guy's ingenuity, they create shoes and continue the journey with greater ease. After a long walk, they near the mountain, but must navigate an intricate labyrinth. Guy suggests splitting up to save time, providing signaling shells to reunite. Grug opposes, but reluctantly agrees. Earthquakes hit, scattering the family through the maze. Sandy, Gran, and Uga face carnivorous plants. Eep and Guy have a romantic moment. Most family members find their way out safely. Once reunited, Guy brings the family to the treetop, extinguishes the torch, and reveals the breathtaking night sky, something new and awe-inspiring for the cave dwellers. Jealous of Guy's resourcefulness, Grug retreats alone to ponder how to prove himself. At dawn, they find Grug acting wild, trying to imitate Guy. They convince him to stop the nonsense, and together the family resumes their trek up the mountain as the earth continues to break apart behind them. Grug tries to take his family into a cave, but Eep refuses, saying they're all going to tomorrow with Guy. Furious, Grug chases after Guy, who gets stuck in a tar pit. Grug follows, and they both sink slowly into a deeper resin pool. Guy reveals his whole family was lost in tar, but told him to never stop searching for tomorrow. Hearing a saber-toothed tiger approaching, Guy and Grug create a plant puppet to lure it, but the tiger isn't fooled. Using the puppet as bait, Grug tricks the tiger, which gets its tail stuck in the tar and is flung away. Croods happily reunite, but soon face another earthquake that cracks the ground beneath them. Grug, now wiser, says it's time to leave. Guy leads them toward tomorrow, a cloud-covered plain beyond the mountain. When the ground breaks again, Uga suggests retreating, but Grug insists on pressing forward. Using his strength, Grug throws the family across the gap one by one, signaling safety with the shell after each throw. When he tries to throw Eep, she refuses to go, wanting to talk more. Grug embraces her, apologizes for his failures, and tells her he loves her before throwing her to safety. As the ground collapses behind them, Grug runs into a cave to avoid falling rocks. Alone in the dark, he creates fire by friction, lighting a torch for the first time. Grug celebrates his success, but soon recalls his solitude. He draws his reunited family and Guy on the cave wall as a tribute. An earthquake knocks out his torch, and a saber-toothed tiger appears. Grug tries to scare it with fire, but the tiger blows the torch out. A falling boulder frightens the tiger, which then curls up on Grug's lap and falls asleep, accepting their fate. Grug hears a shell's sound and, desperate to rejoin his family, hatches a plan. With the tiger's help, he soaks a whale skeleton in tar and lures a flock of birds into it. As the birds get trapped, Grug lights a torch and guides them carrying the skeleton toward tomorrow. Just as they near the continent's edge, an explosion hits. Uncertain if Grug survived, the Croods gather at the edge, blowing their shells. Suddenly, Grug appears, wild but alive. They reunite, now including Guy and his pets. Together, they finally reach the long-dreamed tomorrow, a new beginning for their family. With this, the story comes to an end. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.